in front of her. I throw the bag on the cart or on the fucking table. I cut it open. I start dumping it, and remember, I've already told them, wait until I get the third bag on before you reach in because I'm constantly moving around in here, and I got an open knife. This stupid bitch, before I've even gotten the bag fully ripped open, is already reaching and pulling knives out, or pulling cloves of corn out. My knife is in my hand with the blade out. And she's already reaching in, and I can't believe the fucking ignorance and the stupidity of these people. And this is the equivalent of West Vancouver. Yeah. I can't imagine seeing West Vanners act like this because they're too pretentious and arrogant to get that close to another individual.
No, but the standing there and the moving half step. Hey, middle-aged ladies, here's the thing. We know what you're doing. You're not being clever when you pull that shit. Okay, and every middle-aged woman does this kind of shit. It's the equivalent of holding when little kids hold their fingers in each other's faces and go, "I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you." It's the same goddamn thing. And you all do it. And stop it. You're not being clever. You're not winning anything by being bitches. I'm sorry to say, you all do it, and it's stupid and childish. And quit being stupid children. Just because women use this excuse, I swear to God, because of the heightened testosterone that comes along with menopausal changes, they equate themselves to teenage boys, and they use that as an excuse. It's their heightened testosterone puts them on a level playing field with teenage boys, so they can be bitches. That's a legitimate. No, it's not an excuse. You're a grown ass woman. Stop being. You
know better. You've raised children. You've been in life. You know better. You don't act like this in public. You wouldn't do this if this was your own child that was going to this. You would not put your hand that close to a knife in front of your child doing all this. You wouldn't do it. Don't do it to a stranger. It's just stupid. So here's where the really thing that pisses me off happened. So this has gone on for days, and it's just every day. Like, again, I actually have been enjoying my job. As it stands right now, I absolutely fucking hate my job. I went into work today. I had 3 days off. I went into my job so fucking angry because I knew I had to deal with porn for another 2 days.
Thing I want to just point out real quick before you get to your last point. People, when you're dealing with a customer service representative, I don't care where it is, at what store you're in, this is their life. This is their, you can ruin someone's life by the way you treat them in their position. How do you think of this? What if someone came to your work? I'm not going to use the stupid cliches or, jokes or whatever. Seriously, if I come to your office and treat you like shit for 2 hours, are you going to want to go to work after that? Of course not. Think about that. This is people's lives you're fucking with.
Yes.
It's just the customer's always right. That is the biggest stupid statement I've ever heard in my life. The customer is always right. No, 95% of the time you're fucking wrong.
And you're a fucking child for thinking so. Oh, it's infuriating. I put my post on Facebook, and I mean, I do rants every once in a while on Facebook, and a lot of the time there's a lot of comedic value to what I'm saying, and I make a lot of big funny jokes. This particular, there was nothing funny about it.
I'm sorry.
I was angry. I was very angry. I stated it in the thing about how this is detrimental to my own mental health, about how it's actually depressing me. I love people. I love being out in public. I love doing customer service. This is making me re-question the entire future of my life.
You know what I would do, Gord, if I were in your position right now? First of all, I would go directly to your equivalent of what we call WorkSafe BC. I'm sure it's still the WCD or something in Ontario, and file for a workplace bullying claim. And make it public. Make it as public as you can. Shame the public for what they've done to you.
That's not a bad idea. And I might even consider it, considering what it's done to me mentally. Because I am blown away. I mean, I've been doing retail now for my, 6th year or so of doing retail. And up until this point, for the most part, aside from the occasional shitty person, I've loved what I've done. I've loved the people I've dealt with. Even the bad ones, I can handle it. It's never put me in a seriously bad mood.
I'm not shy about our personal relationship. I'm more than happy to tell the listeners that we're friends, have been friends for a lot of years now, and I know that to be true of Gord. He's not saying that for your sake. He's a fantastic in retail, and you can tell he genuinely enjoys it. So I just want to throw that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I put my rant on Facebook, and I'm literally finished off like just talk. I even said, talk to your friends, talk to your family, let them know that when they walk into any sort of a retail store, especially in a grocery store, when you're going and you're dealing with food and everything else, don't fucking talk down to us. Don't treat us like you know this job better than we do. We do this for a living. We get paid to do this. You fucking walk in and buy shit. That's as far as your knowledge goes. You don't know how the setup goes. You don't know how product works. You don't know how everything works as a day-to-day sale.
And everybody
Do not attempt to say that you know my job better than I do, because you don't. I will do this job circles around your fucking ass every week.
And if I can get names in workplaces, I will. I have nothing better to do. I will come to your workplace and do it to you. No matter where you work, I will come and be the expert at your job until you look like an idiot in front of your friends, coworkers, and whoever else I can embarrass you in front of. I promise you that.
I am very skilled at doing that, for the record, so they might not want to fuck with me on this one. So I put my post on Facebook, and again, I was very angry. I wake up this morning, and I felt kind of good. At least I got it off my chest. I'm looking forward to getting some support from my friends on Facebook. I wake up this morning, and it's literally 70% of the people were cracking fucking jokes.
Yeah.
About my post. The 30% that didn't are only the people who actually work in retail. So when I'm actually looking at these replies, I'm thinking, okay, works retail, works retail, works retail, works retail. All the rest of them don't. All the rest of them work in some sort of an office job. Which goes to show one very specific point. If you don't work in retail, if you've never worked in retail, when somebody in retail complains about their job, shut your fucking mouth. What a dude. You don't have any right to crack a fucking joke, because it proves that you're part of the fucking problem.
I would say servers, people in the food service industry have the exact same right to complain about the way they're treated. They might get it, but they get tips too, and you're not even allowed to take them in most retail jobs.
No, that's very true.
I actually,
but it's just, I was so just.
I understand. I feel your pain. I do. I've been in it. I worked in retail.
I couldn't believe it. My own friend. Really, go ahead.
Well, you see, that's the eternal curse of being the funny guy. You can't ever be serious. People won't allow you to be serious. I've been the funny guy since kindergarten. I know. And every year after year after year, I've been the funny guy. And when you say something serious, people think you're being funny. You never get a chance to be the serious guy. And it sucks. It's what drives the Robin Williams of the world to try so hard to cut their wrists when they can't, they hang themselves. It literally will make you insane. It happens to the funniest and best people in the world, because no one will take them seriously when they need it, especially your friends, which sucks. But it's kind of a self-created monster too, and it's you're always walking a fine line between because if you try to be serious, then you lose your prestigious funny guy position. You can't be both, and it sucks. It's a weird situation that most people don't understand. Most people don't understand that most funny guys are at heart pretty fucking miserable. That's what makes them funny.
Yeah, exactly. They're able to look at life from a very skewed point of view, which makes us have a skewed way of seeing things, which makes it humorous to other people.
I did stand-up comedy for 4 years seriously. Took a stab at it for 4 consecutive years, doing 3-4 shows a night. And everybody I met people of all calibers, from Dane Cook to Mike McDonald. You name them, I met them or did shows with them. And probably 70% of them are completely miserable bastards. Just the biggest pricks you've ever met, but the funniest people on the planet. And I got it because I'm one of them. But if you don't get it, don't make jokes at these people's expenses. These are the ones who are walking into work every day with a shotgun and a mood ring, kids.
That's the funny thing. I've worked a lot of jobs in my life, and the funniest thing about that statement is that probably 80% of the jobs I've worked at, I can't tell you how many times I've had other staff that have come up to me after working with me for a while that have actually said, I gotta make sure you stay on your good side. Why? Well, because you're that guy that's gonna come in with a gun one day. And I'm like, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
The thing is, normally, well, I should say, every other circumstance in my life, it's only upper management that has pushed me to that point. Like putting policies that shouldn't exist, when they drop down on your ass for stuff that shouldn't be dropped down on, things like that. And it's always eaten away at me. But I've always persevered and I've gotten through it. I've never felt so, I don't even know what the word is, despondent. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Not only that the people, grown adults, act like this, but knowing that my own friends, the people that I grew up with, they don't even get it.
Yeah.
And it pushed me for a fucking whirlwind of anger, and I all day today I'm in this pissy mood, and all the staff are coming up to me, man, are you all right? No, I'm not all right. I'm pissed. I fucking hate my job right now, and the worst thing is, I love my boss. My boss is a friend. He's actually a friend of mine, and I love the job. Like the job.
I got that. It's just if I can relate a little bit, my chosen line of work. Everyone, it's no secret. I haven't been back to work since April. I love that line of work. I have a massive sense of pride going to that line of work, and the people I worked with for the last 2 years ruined that for me to the point where I don't want to go back to that line of work. I've had job offers and I can't accept them. I've seriously considered them, and they ruined it for me. They ruined something I loved, something I felt good every day going to. I felt proud at the end of the day leaving and saying, "Hey, look, I built that. I did that. This building is standing because of me." I took an immense amount of pride in that. And these people broke me down to the point where I don't want to do it anymore. It's the shittiest feeling to hate something you love that much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't even.
Yeah, like I hear about it all the time. Like I've heard people in retail say it, and I always thought it's not gonna happen to me because I'm too good at having people see my perspective so that they don't fuck with me in a bad way.
Yeah.
Fucking grocery stores. Savages. They have no moral ethic whatsoever. There's no standing for them to sit back and say what I'm doing is wrong. I have only had, in the week that I've been dealing with this bullshit corn issue, I've had 2 customers, and I can't tell you how many I've been dealing with because
that's just disgusting. Now, I will say, believe it or not, absolutely, totally shocking. Not one single fatality last night.
That's a weird one.
We're all saved. So I guess something going on in the system is working. Now, I still consider it a flawed system. I don't think handing drug users the antidote and saying deal with it yourself is the right way to go. But clearly it's effective.
I think Portugal, I think that was a country where they legalized every drug, all of them. Everything, pretty much every bad thing that they say this is why drugs are illegal, all of those things have dropped. Crime has dropped, overdoses dropped. The opioid addiction dropped, HIV is dropped, hepatitis dropped, every single thing dropped because they're not treating it like it's a substance problem when addiction is a mental problem, not a substance problem.
And it is now very seriously being considered by the governments of both Ontario and Quebec. The province of Quebec is saying it is the one and only solution to the opioid crisis is complete decriminalization. And then these monsters you don't have to buy it from
exactly. You can get it from a clean source.
And it always happens this week, every month, because it's welfare week, and these monsters are trying to capitalize on as much money out of these welfare checks as they can get. It's